this half hour into a little bit. I'm going to start with Friday, okay? I know last week I sort of went on a little bit about Friday, but Friday is quite important. And we've got, it's 5 o'clock. What time is namaz? What time is Maghrib? Oh, come on. 6:32? 6:31? What is it? How many seconds? Should know, about an hour and a half. So you've still got that hour there. So Friday is still there. Now, if you read Surah Al-Jumu'ah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, idha nudiya lis-salati min yawmil jumu'ah, fasaw ila dhikrillahi wa dharul bay, dhalikum khairu lakum in kuntum ta'lamun. It's the only surah which starts off with a day. It's Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Anybody know the number of the surah? 62. Right? 62. It tells you, or you who believe, when the call of Friday prayers is given, leave everything, run. Literally run to remember Allah. When it's finished, disperse in the land and find His fadl. So it's talking about Friday being a really special day. Now say you couldn't go to Salatul Jumu'ah. Did you go? Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay, those who didn't, then there's another fast track to Jannah. Okay, so I'll go through some of the stuff. I've put it on the group. Did you recite Surah Al-Jumu'ah? Okay, you don't have to say yes or no. But you've still got an hour and a half. So recite Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Did you do ghusl? Okay, you don't even have to nod at me. It's all right, I'll keep quiet. But you could do ghusl even now. And if you didn't, you could do it with a niyyah of qada. You know that? That's how important it is. In fact, the Prophet tells Imam Ali, don't buy food. If you have enough money for food and water, buy water to do ghusl. So must be something there that's important, okay? Ask for forgiveness as much as possible. As much as possible. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. As much as you can today. Because within the 24 hours of Friday, especially in Ramadan, 600,000 opportunities to be freed from the fire. I'm just giving you bits and pieces, okay? Imam Sadiq says, the most pathetic person, he uses the word pathetic, by the way. I didn't use it, he uses it. The most pathetic person is the one who doesn't use Friday to learn about his God. So even if you learn one thing, the very fact that you're here, you're going to pick up something, I hope. One of the good things I got this today, with all these wonderful pictures of these children having pomegranate. And pomegranate actually opens you up on a Friday. I've brought some there. They're in that bag over there. Please don't go without it, because I've read Josh and Kabir over it. So take a quarter or whatever is there and make sure you give it to yourself and your kids. It has a phenomenal effect. Now, what I want to just stress and go over is the Prophet said there is a special hour on Friday when there's a bit of a Blue Cross sale of mercy. So everything is a bit extra. Do you know what Blue Cross sales are, or is it past it now? Yes? No? Maybe? Perhaps? It's when things are a little bit cheaper. It's a bit easier to get this rahmah. So there are two views given. One is after the Imam has finished his khutbah on the Friday. But the view that is most strongly held is the last hour of Friday. That means in about half an hour, just as I finish, go outside, raise your hands in dua. There are many ahadiths where Sayyidah Fatima used to ask Bibi Fizza or Sayyidah Fizza to go outside and watch when the sun is setting and then come back and tell her, and she would raise her hands in dua. There are certain times and places that are really important, and Friday is one of them. You good with that? God, you're looking at me as though there's something wrong. I'm not an alien, okay? It's really quite cool. Okay. Let's go to Asma al-Husna. Are you good with that? Put that down before we go into Dua al-Mujir. So Asma al-Husna, the one I've picked today, is not in your A99. I repeat, it's not in your A99, but I've been hearing you recite it, or the kids reciting it. So can I turn you back to the dua, Ya Ali, Ya Azim? Have you got that, right? So what do you say right at the end? فَيَا ذَا الْمَنِّ وَلَا يمن عليك من علي بفكاك ركبتي من النار في من تمن علي وادخلني الجنة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. So what are the two things you're asking for? You're asking for safety from agitation, which is you do not want Jahannam. You don't want to be agitated in the dunya or the akhirah, and you're asking for Jannah. Yes? Dunya and akhirah. And what is the name of Allah you're using? Ya Mannan. Now, I told you about Ismi Adam. Do you remember I talked about Ismi Adam a little bit? I said, Ismi Adam were those names of Allah that were known as, I can't call them magical, but super potent. You remember which ones I talked about? Come on. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. Ya Dhul Jalali wal Ikram. You remember those a little bit? Ya Allah, Ya Rabbi. These are all. But this one, Ya Mannan, is regarded as one of them. Now, Ya Mannan is not part of your E99, but Mannan is the one who gives you abundance. Okay? So Mannan is the one who gives you abundance. If you look at Dua Mujir, we'll talk about it just now, and Joshin Kabir, look at number 5. If you look at Joshin Kabir number 5, it tells you, if you want success, recite this. Ya Hanan, Ya Mannan. So the way I put it is that one who gives you in abundance, but if I can tell you to remember the 4 U's, can you remember that? The moment you think of Mannan, you think of 4 U's. Unasked, unlimited, uninterrupted. I was trying to use U's, and unconditional. Are you good? Unasked, uninterrupted, unconditional, and unlimited. 4 U's. As the moment you think of Mannan, you think about it. And this, the surah that you want to look at is Surah Al-Imran, ayah 164. Allah says, لَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِ رَسُولًا مِّنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah granted you these 4 U's. This Mannan granted you these 4 U's when He raised amongst your Prophet, يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. And where do you find these words? The reason why I picked it today. Surah Al-Jumu'ah. يُسَبِّحُ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ الْمَلِكُ الْقُدُّوسُ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. What's the next ayah? هُوَ الَّذِي بَعَثَ فِي الْأُمِّيِّينَ رَسُولًا مِّنْهُمْ يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. Here He says, لَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِّنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. You got that, right? So you know what Mannan is. So I'm hoping that when you do your whole list of Ya Allah, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Ra'uf, Ya Hayyu, Ya Qayyum, Ya Dhul Jalali wal Ikram, Ya Wahid, Ya Ahad, Ya Samad, you will now add Ya Mannan to that. Listen, look, it doesn't take long. It takes a little bit of time. Compared to what you're asking, it takes a little bit of time. Are you good with Ya Mannan? Remember it? Yes? No? Maybe? Perhaps? Okay, fine. Great. Now what I'd like to do today is look at, I don't know whether you've got the month of Ramadan in front of you. If you don't, can you please pick up the books from there? If somebody could give them out, that's Dua al-Mujir. Now, tomorrow night is known as the night of the 13th. We're not here at the weekend. That's why I'm doing this today, right? The 13th, 14th, 15th of every month, especially in the month of Ramadan, is known as Ayyamul Bid, the energized or the lighted days. The nights and the days both are phenomenal, right? Now, if you look at Dua al-Mujir that you have, I have, if you've got the big book, or if you've got the big book, if it's got it in there as well. So Imam says, whoever prays during the nights of Ayyamul Bid stands at the door of abundant favors and bounties. So stands at the door of Al-Mannan. The Prophet used to say that if you fast these 3 days every month, it's like fasting the whole year. You know the moon, because this is a lunar calendar, and because the 13th, 14th, 15th is around the full moon, right? The full moon has an effect on you. You know that? Yes? No? It has an effect on tides. What are you made up of? I'm not a doctor, but I know this much. That a majority part of your body is made up of water. It has an effect. It has a detoxification effect on you. These fasts on these 3 days has an amazing effect. And this dua has an amazing effect as well. Now, if you look at the dua, it has got 88 times a sentence. You got the book in front of you? Can you open it, please? Ajirna minan nar ya mujir. Ajirna, keep me safe. Keep you safe from what? Minan nar, from the fire. Ya mujir. Mujir is one in whom you take refuge. One who protects you. It's 88 times you say, Ajirna minan nar ya mujir. Now, I don't know about you, but this is what I do. I'm going to show it to you. I annotate my book. Okay? So in my book, in yellow, I've annotated all the Asma al-Husna. Can you see it? Please turn your pages and see. Subhanaka ya Allah, ta'alayta ya Rahman. Read with me. And the next page, Subhanaka ya Rahim, ta'alayta ya Kareem. So which number of Asma al-Husna is Rahim? Number 2. What number is Kareem? Number 42. And so on and so forth. And if you count, and I actually counted, you will find about 180 Asma'ullah, but out of the A99, there's about 92. So you could put the numbers there as well. And read it every 13, 14, 15. It's amazing because when he said, تَخَلُّكُ بِأَخْلَاقِ اللَّهِ, adopt in yourself the akhlaq of Allah, when at the time of the full moon, there's a detoxification process going on, there is also a process where you can connect to Him much better. So if you start with Ramadan, hopefully every other month you will read it. Let's go over these names. You can go over them with me, okay? So you've got Allah, you've got Rahman. Come on, read them with me. You've got Rahim, you've got Kareem. You've got Malik, you've got Malik. Now I put Malik as 84 because Malik is Malik al-Mulk. You got your charts in front of you. You got to know these by now. Quddus and Salam. What numbers? Quickly, come on. 4 and 5. Mu'min and Muhaymin. 6 and 7. Okay. Aziz and Jabbar. 8 and... Okay, you're getting there. Okay. Mutakabbir, which is 10. Okay. Mutahayyir is not there. Next one. Khaliq, Bari', Musawwir. Come on, quickly. 11, 12, 13. Look, you're good at this. You just have to wake up a little bit. Okay. Muqaddim is not, or rather, Muqaddir is not there. Hadi is there. Hadi and Baki. Where is Hadi and Baki? Hadi on your charts, 94. Baki is 96. You've got Wahhab and Tawab. We've done them. Wahhab and Tawab, 16 and 80. Okay, so just like that. Ya Fattah, Ya Murta, Ya Sayyidi, Ya Mawla. What it will make you do is go through the chart, mark it on here, and it also give you the names that are not in the Asma'ul Husna. And you can put them at the side. For example, you've got Ya Qareeb and Ya Raqib. Ya Raqib is 43. Qareeb, you remember we put it with Mujib, right? So rather than just read the dua like a parrot and like a koji, because we pare and pare and pare, you will actually be able to analyze each of the Asma al-Husna. And near them, you'll be able to put something down. Are you good with that? My goodness, what is wrong? All right, where is Ya Hanan and Mannan? Can you find it? It's somewhere here. I'm sure it's somewhere here. Can you find it for me, please? Somewhere it says Ya Hanan and Ya Mannan. Okay, can you see where it is? Yes, you found it. Okay, so you've got Hanan and Mannan over there. Okay. You know, in Masjid al-Nabi, and this needs because Hanan and Mannan go together, there is a sutun, a pillar that's called Sutune Hanana. Have you been there? If not, you'll go again. Inshallah, if you've been, you'll go again. If you haven't, inshallah, you will go one way. So this is called Sutune Hanana. And people go there because it's like phenomenal. So what happens? The Prophet used to lean against a palm tree when he used to give his sermons. And when he leant against this palm tree, the people in the audience were feeling a little bit, it's not nice, it's difficult, because he spent a long time against this palm tree. Plus, when he was standing, the amount of people increased, and they couldn't see him. So this man who was in the audience, he was a carpenter. So he made the Prophet something to sit on, like a box. And then he increased the stairs on the box like that, which is called a mimbar. So the Prophet could sit. If there were many people, he would sit at the top, so on and so forth. But this tree started making a noise that is called Hanana. Hanana is a noise that a baby camel makes when it's separated from its mother. And the Prophet got up from his mimbar. He went to this palm tree and he said, "What's the matter? Why are you so upset?" He said, "You used to lean against me. I miss you. I really miss you." So the Prophet said, "You will be with me in Jannah." When that tree died, a pillar was brought up and it's called Sutune Hanan. So when you tell your children, there you say, I miss you, you could say, I Hanana you. Are you good? When you miss your friends, you could say, I Hanana you, which means I miss you so much. It's like a baby camel being separated from its mama. Do you know what Hanan means now? So Hanan is he who actually misses you when you don't go to him, when you don't turn towards him. That is Allah, or that is your God, or that is your creator. All right, so you know what Hanan means now. What does Mannan mean? Again, I'm going to repeat it. How many times? How many use? 4. Go on. Unlimited, unasked, unconditional, uninterrupted. It's phenomenal. So if you say Ya Hanan, Ya Mannan, it's awesome. And you're using all these names to ask one thing. Ajirna minan nariya mujir. Keep me away from agitation, whether it is in this dunya or in the akhirah. I don't want to be part of any sort of agitation. Are you good? Am I hoping that you will read Dua al-Mujir? Is that a yes, no, maybe, perhaps? That is a yes. Okay, great. Right, we're going to go to Surah Al-A'la before I go on to the memorization of the 4th section of Asma al-Husna. Right, let me see how much of Surah Al-A'la you know. I like it. You started before me. Sabbih isma rabbikal a'la. Alladhi khalaqa fasawa. Walladhi qaddara fahada. Walladhi akhrajal mar'a. Faja'alahu ghutha'an ahwa. Sanukriwuka fala tansa illa ma sha'Allah. Innahu ya'lamul jahra wa ma يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيى. And that's where we stop. Now when we recite those ayat, do the meanings come into your heads? Yes, no, they do. Oh, great. Okay. So now we're going to go to 2 ayat, which is قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. So let's look at those. That's ayah 14 and 15. In fact, I think we did قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى yesterday وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. All right, let's go to the next 2, which is 16 and 17. بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. The only reason the human being does not think of the akhirah or does not attach himself to his or her Rabb. And remember, the dua that you read in Salah, in your kunut, Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasana wa kina adhabana. You never say, just give me good in the akhirah. Or you never say, give me good in the dunya. It's a balanced place. Okay? So here he's saying, the reason why you don't connect to Allah, and remember the 3 things we did yesterday, Tazkiyah, Dhakara and Salah. So the reason why you don't do them, he said, is بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. It's because you excessively put yourself into the life of the world. You forget the akhirah. You just forget it. But he says, وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. The akhirah is better for you and it's longer lasting. I'm going to put you a question. When do you think of the akhirah? When do the human being think of the akhirah? Either when we are ill, or when we are told that there is an illness that the world cannot look after, or when somebody dies. Somebody close to you dies, somebody in the family dies, you start thinking of the akhirah. However, he says balance it now. That's why in every salah, it's not wajib. It's a mustahab dua, but we use it. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana and fil akhirati hasana. You gotta balance the 2 together. And here it says, you don't do that. You focus so much on the world that you forget the akhirah. Let's go again. Bal tu'thiruna al-hayata dunya. You love the dunya so much. You prefer it. Wal akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. That does not mean that you forget about the dunya. It means balance it, use the dunya to get your akhirah. Are you good? Good. All right, back to Asma al-Husna. Can I have a salawat, please? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajah. Now I'm hoping that your charts look like this. Okay. Obviously they don't. The 3 R's. Rahman, Rahim, and Rauf. 1, 2, and thank God for that. 83. Okay. Oh my God, we're getting there. Mujib, what number was it? Mujib, 44. What number was 30? What is the name? 36. Which one? Ali. We did Wadud. What was that? 47. Okay, I need it to come very quickly, okay? All right, what were the 4 forgiveness ones? Ghafar, Ghafur, Tawab, and Afu. And which number was Ghafar? 14. Ghafur, 34. Tawab, 80. Afu, 82. You're getting there. I mean, it's not that bad. Where was the HQ? Hayyul Qayyum. Awesome. 62 and 63. Absolutely great. I'm feeling good now. And then there were 2 we did, Qadir and Muqtadir. You remember? 69 and 70. Okay, well, getting bits and pieces are getting there. Okay. What we're going to do today is the 4th one. But before that, let's go on to the teacher. What was the next one, by the way? Creator. And then there was the doctor, whom I absolutely adored. Okay. Let's start with the first one. The king. First one was the king. The Rahman and the Rahim, king. Let's go over the words anyway. Rahman, Rahim. Malik, Quddus. Salam, Mu'min. Muhaymin, Aziz, Jabbar. Then the next one we talked about was the creator. Mutakabbir, Khaliq, Bari, Musawwir. Okay, what came after Musawwir? 14. Ghaffar, Kahar, Wahhab, Razak, Fatah, and we stopped there. And then it was a doctor. Alim, Qabid, and Basit. Khafid and Rafi. Mu'izz and Mudhil. Sami and Basir. Are you good? Okay. So now we're going to do the 4th one, which is the judge. Okay? Are you good with me? All right, let's go over the judge. In your books, I don't know whether you have a book in front of you, but it's good to have a book. If you don't have a book, pick one up. I don't know, whatever you want to do. So let's look at the judge. Okay? So it starts off with judge, which is Hakam, which is number 28. Are you good with that? Number 28 is a judge who is Hakam. Now this judge has got 1, 2, 3, 4, well, let's call it 5 qualities. A good judge has 5 qualities. Are you good with that? Can you remember 5? You've got 5 fingers. So number 28 is the Hakam, a judge. How many qualities does this judge have? 5. 1, he is just, which is adl, is always just. Second thing is a judge is always subtle. Have you watched this program on TV? This phenomenal judge, what is his name? I don't know what his name is. There's also Judge Judy. Do you watch that, right? Oh, you don't watch it? Oh, you don't watch TV, I forgot. You only sit on your musalla and read Quran, right? Ah, okay. I do. Okay. So now a judge has got to be just. He's got to be subtle. He's got to be aware. Otherwise, he's not a good judge. He's got to be aware. He's got to be soft. Or she. We could say she if you want. And he's got to be awesome. So the way I remember it is I have judge and then I have just. You have 2 J's and then you have S-A-S-A. Remember that? What was the S? Subtle. The A was aware. The other S was soft. And the other A was awesome. Are you good with that? 28 is judge. Second one, just. Then subtle. Then aware. Then soft. And then awesome. So let's go over the names. A Hakam, that Hakam was the judge. A Hakam is Adl. He is Latif. He is Khabir. He is Halim. You know, Halim is like Khichdi, like. He's Halim and he is Azim. Now the reason why he is those 5 things is because he is Ghafoor and Shakur to Ali. Ghafoor means forgiving. It's okay. Shakur is thankful, and he's thankful to the Most High. Let's go over this again. Number 28 is the judge. 5 qualities of the judge. What were they? Just, subtle, aware, soft, and awesome. Are you good with that? Okay, it doesn't matter if you know the English right now. And the reason why the judge is like that is because he is Ghafoor and he is Shakur to the Most High, who is Ali. Now you already know 36 is Ali. Yes? All you have to put in your head is that 28 is a judge. Which means everything in between will slot itself. You already know Ghafoor is 34. Are you good with that? So 28 you know is judge, 34 you know is Ghafoor, and 36 you know is Ali. Now let's go over it again. 28 is judge. The judge is just. What else is he? Subtle. What else is he? Aware. The other thing? Soft. Then he is awesome. And the reason why is that is because he's Ghafoor and he's Shakur to the Ali. Are you good at me? Okay, now let's go through the words. Hakam, Adl. Think about it. Take your time. And then we had S, which was subtle, which is Latif. Then we had aware, which is Khabir. Then we had soft, which is Halim. Then we had Azim, which is awesome. Then we had Ghafoor. Then we had Shakur. And then we have Ali. You're a bit lost, but you'll get there if you continually repeat those. All right? Let's go over all of them. Pick up your charts. It's okay to look at them. It doesn't matter at all. Have a look. So if you've got your chart in front of you, you have it in your book. You should by now know all these, and you come up to 36. And that's not a small thing to know. Okay, let's start. See if you can say them with me, and then maybe I'll teach you a rhyme at some stage. Not the rhyme that you normally hear, but another one, which you could personalize to your own children. I don't know whether you've heard it before, but it goes something along the lines of, I remember doing it for my daughter, which was, hush little Asya, don't you cry. Mama's going to teach you a lullaby. She'll tell you about the names of God, Asma'ul Husna they are called. And then if you divide them into batches of 9 and you sing it to them, and I know you've got beautiful voices, they will learn it too. Are you good with that? So maybe on Monday we'll take the opportunity to sing. But right now, Rahman, Rahim, Malik, Kudus, Salam, Mu'min, Muhaymin, Aziz, Jabbar. Are you good with that? So we stopped at 9. Let's start again. Then, Mutakabbir, Khalik, Bari, Musawwir, Ghaffar, Kahar, Wahhab, Razak, Fatah. Are you good? Okay, now we come to the doctor. Alim, Qabid, Basit, Khafid, Rafi, Mu'iz, Mudil, Sami, and Basir. Are you good with the doctor? Okay, now we're going to go to the judge. Think carefully, because that's one we did today. 28, you know, Hakam. Just get it in your head. 28 Hakam. Okay? So you got Hakam. Now you got those 5 qualities. What were they? Adl, Latif, Khabir, Halim, Azim. You got that. Ghafoor, Shakur, and Ali. But it will have to be done again and again and again. And if you in your head you remember, you've got your king first. Second one was creator. Third one was doctor. And the fourth one is the judge. Are you good with that? Does it come? Okay. So let's go over all the stuff we've done today. And we'll finish a little bit earlier. So you know hopefully up to 36. You know Suratul A'la up to ayah. Come on. Ayah. There are 19 ayat in there. So you know 17 now. Yes? Are you good? You've only got the last 2 left. So you know Suratul A'la. We've got there, 1/3 of the month gone, and we're good with this. And we know 36. And you learned something else today. We did another word of Allah, which was Ya Mannan. And today we also did Dua al-Mujir, and inshallah you will read that. I'd like to end with one thing, which is many of the scholars tell us that you can divide the month into 3. First 10, middle 10, and last 10. Now, if you go back to the sermon of the Prophet, you know what he said? You've got it in your, I don't know whether you've got these books, but we've tried to put absolutely everything in this book so you can see it. I'll go back just to remind you what he said. He said, إِنَّهُ قَدْ أَقْبَلَ إِلَيْكُمْ شَهْرُ اللَّهِ. Indeed, coming to meet you is the month of Allah. What did he say? He said, بِالْبَرَكَةِ وَالرَّحْمَةِ وَالْمَغْفِرَةِ. For 3 things. Barakah is increase without any limits, just like we had Mannan, and that's why I picked on Mannan. Then he said Rahma, and then he said Maghfirah. Now the scholars tell us that the first 10 days is Rahma. Rahma, in essence, literally means kindness, but kindness through guidance. If I was being kind to my child, I will be able to guide my child. Kindness doesn't mean piling him with sweets. Is that kindness? Can you tell your child, you don't have to brush your teeth because I'm being kind to you. It's such a pain to brush your teeth. Is that what you're going to say? You don't have to go to school. You don't have to learn. That's not a kind mother. That is a different sort of mother. I'm not going to give you any names, okay? Kindness is guidance. So the first 10 is guidance, is when you and I sit and really think about what Ramadan is. Now we come to the second part. Yes? Second part. What's the second part? Second part is forgiveness. So from today onwards, which is the 11th, up to the nights of Qadr, don't forget, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Tawwab, Ya Afu. Just keep on. And Salatul Layl. Because Salatul Layl, the whole of the Qunut is about forgiveness. And then they tell you the third section is about barakah. To get unlimited. So you got your Mannan. Okay? So let me go to Asma al-Husna. First 10 gone now. But what were the names we're going to remember? Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, and Ya Rauf. We are now in the second section, which is Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Tawwab, and Ya Afu. And in the third one, we've done one word. I'll do the rest later, which is Ya Mannan. Are you good? And I'm hoping you've started writing your write-ups for Qadr. You have? You don't have to nod if you haven't. I'm going to give you a tree next week. We're going to try and fill it in. Right, let's end with the Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Right, close your eyes. Ask Allah to give the thawabs to all the marhumin, especially those of your family. Pray for those who are ill and those who are in trouble. لي خمسة عطفي بها حر الوباء الحاتمة المصطفى والمرتضى وأبناهما والفاطمة. جزاكم الله خير.